Salute to you all. The brave never fall. You are a mystery box. And what I mean by that is that in life, when you are coming to terms with who you are and you're finally starting to understand what your purpose may be, you may not know the extent, the full capability of what you are supposed to do, but you have an inkling, you have some options. Because that's where I started out. I always thought I had multiple options, and one of those options would be my greatest passion. The other ones, passion may be right up there. It's like an award winning stand in the Olympics. You have your gold, your bronze, and your silver. They're all great, but one of them was better, was the best. And there can only be one. Now, you can have a tie, but even then, there's still one. There's always one best. So you have to combine sometimes other things into one vision, but there's still one vision. There's one thing that you can do above all else that is the thing that no matter what you define yourself as, not what other people define you as, but who you define yourself as, that's that one thing. And when you find it, you know, this is what I'm supposed to do. Life becomes easier at that point. But there is always a point when you reach that where you say, what am I supposed to do with the rest of this stuff that I'm really good at? These other things that I'm just as passionate about, but I just can't seem to work them into my lifestyle. Do I get rid of them? Do I just put them away? And we all know when you're dealing with life and with things and tools, just like a tool that you would use out in your yard, when you're working on your car, or if there's some hobby you're working on, if you're a fisherman, if you like to go hunt, whatever it is, you have to keep practicing it. It's a hobby, but you're never going to get better at it if you don't continue to do those things. And those passions you have, maybe they do get pushed back into the category of hobbies, but passion is passion. You can put a category on it, but it's still you. You take away categories, you take away all that stuff. Those things are still you. So you shouldn't get rid of them. In fact, you should keep pursuing them. You never know. They may leapfrog. That silver medalist may want to come back and win the gold in a future Olympics. It's no different than your hobbies and passions. Sometimes you have this ebb and flow, and we talked about that before. In life, you want to get in rhythm. You want to get in rhythm, but you don't want your line to look like an EKG line. You want your line to kind of flow. It'll have curves to it, natural curves. It'll go up and down, but it won't be drastic. You're flowing. You're going with the current. You're going with the flow, the time and space. Everything's connected. But we don't want sharp right turns and angles. Unless it's something, I always say, unless there's something you know, hey, I got to get away from this thing, this person, this place. Boom. You go ahead and you hit it and you just get away from them. At that point, don't worry about curves and angles. You're just trying to do whatever's best for your life. But in general, we're talking long term. That's a little blip. You want nice big curves and little small ones in there that you're making adjustments all the time. And that's what you want. And when you're dealing with things that are like your hobbies and you want to do something with them, I always feel do them. But then there's another category. There's one more category. And that category is the mystery box. And for the brave never fall, the brave never fall is a concept that I came up with out of a mystery box. That's where it came out of. And it ended up being one of my greatest passions. Actually, it's the manifestation of one of my greatest passions, which is helping people. And that's the foundation. So the mystery box, though, is when I decided to start trying to figure out things that I was good at that I didn't even know existed within me. I wanted to get better at things that I kind of knew about, and I kind of was on the fringe of thinking it was interesting, and I went out and I decided I'm going to learn everything I can about some of these things that I may find interesting, because why am I interested in them? And then I took it one step further. I started learning about things that I didn't even know about at all, things that I didn't even know existed, procedures on ways to do things that I hadn't done before, that I had done in routine, that I thought was the only way, the best way to do it. I started talking to more people that I never would talk to. Ultimately, what happens is that becomes kind of an addiction. So now every single day I wake up, I need knowledge. I need to interact with people that I've never interacted before. Thank goodness we have social media. It's really easy to do that. And I try to push myself every single day to reinvent myself in certain areas. There's certain areas of your life where you're going to want constant, and there's certain areas of your life where you're going to want to reinvent yourself and continue to create upon what you've already built. And for me, it's always my body. I love the human body itself is unique. It is made to be constructed and molded and doing all these things with. It's amazing how we can change our bodies. Just if you just stood still, you're going to age regardless. It's amazing how the human body just does that naturally. So it's great to think, what can I do with this body, which has the mind in it, the heart, you have a soul. You want to connect all those things, and you want to be able to kind of pull on the strings a little bit and see what you can mold and what you can kind of push to its limits, what you need to reel back. And ultimately what that is, that's life. That's your life. That's you creating a version of yourself that you feel the most comfortable with in the moment. And what I look like now and how I act and how I think may be completely different in 20 years. And I know that. The fun part is, I wonder what that's going to be and what would I like myself to be, and going and back and comparing it when I do get to be 60 years old. I would like to know at 40 how I got there, and did I hit all the stuff that I want to hit, and when all the unexpected things happen, how much did they change me? That's an interesting concept. But what's also great about looking at that time frame is that there's going to be a lot of things about yourself that you could never guess about yourself now that you're going to be doing regularly, like it's routine and it's nothing 20 years from now. And I think that's fascinating. I think that's interesting. And I call it, for the Brave Never Fall, it's a mystery box of yourself. In terms of not knowing who you really are in a positive way. It's a little positive spin. And the mystery box for me has always been, what don't I know about myself that I can't wait to find? That in some ways I can't wait to invent, because you're inventing yourself, you're reinventing and creating yourself all the time. So the more knowledge you get, the more people you speak with, and the more you push yourself physically, the more you help other people, you start finding out things about yourself that you never thought of. You start putting yourself in situations you never thought you would be in. And it's a very strange feeling, especially when you know you got yourself there. It didn't happen by chance. You made this decision. That's what the mystery box is all about. It's all about making a choice. You making a choice. The mystery box cannot be unveiled by someone else. It's about you being in that place in that time in the first place, based on your decisions, whether they were good decisions or bad decisions. That mystery box is always going to be there. And there are multiple ones. They're endless. Mystery boxes are infinite. My favorite number is the number 8. You turn it on its side, it's the infinity sign. And it's infinite. And I love that. And I don't think it's a coincidence that I was born December 8th. But what's great about that whole concept is that if you have infinite mystery boxes, that means you can unlock as many as you want per day. As many as you want per day. And I try to go in my box and try to find something unique every single day. And I do. And it's amazing. But you have to be so aware of it. You have to be focused. You have to be prepared and want this to happen. And the only way you can do that is you have to be up and active. You have to be interacting. You have to be out creating things. You have to be out doing the things that make you happy, the things that make you passionate. Now, of course, as we talked about, when you're having a bad day, it is obviously harder to do that. But if you can get one mystery box a day and one victory a day, those are steps towards a good day. No matter what happens in your day, if you can unlock something in yourself, and what I mean by that is, this is so simple. It's just learning something you never learned before. That's a mystery box. You're just learning something. You took something out of the box and added it to your collection of you. You're the collection. And you're just adding on to your collection. And it's like a shipment. It's like you ordered something on eBay or Amazon. Here comes your package to the door. You open it up, you take it out. You're into collecting things. You put it on the shelf and you say, wow, that looks pretty good there. I'm going to keep it. Sometimes you'll get stuff in the mystery box. I'm like, I don't know if I want to keep that. That's all part of exploring. That's why they're infinite. You're not going to keep every single one that you find out of the mystery box. but you have to open it up and see what's in there. It's good to know that you don't like certain things. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why I love trying new foods. One of my favorite things to do is to go out to a restaurant and try something I never thought I would ever try. And I love when people cook for me and they come up with a dish I never thought of, or a new recipe or a new take on something I've done before 1,000 times. Hadn't even thought about doing it any other way. It's a great feeling to know, wow, that's unique. How'd you do that? What is that? What's that flavor? Wines. I love wine. I don't like drinking the same wine all the time. I like to try out new wines. It's just great to try out new things. You just never know how your body's going to react to it. And sometimes that wine is disgusting. And sometimes that dish that person makes for you is just like, oh, what did you put there? Because I want to make sure I don't ever do that. And that's not a bad thing. You can have a laugh with that person. If you're with the right people, they're going to take it. And you don't have to say that. That's not the point here. The point is, you're expanding yourself because you can't undo that. Once that happens, you know, wow, I don't like that, or I do love that. And that is awesome to think about. If you can do stuff like that every single day, just on a microcosm level, just a little bit small little things like that each day add up. The mystery box doesn't have to be a giant shed of a house, shed or a house. You don't have to have these big, giant, huge boxes that you're going to, a warehouse that you go in and you start picking off the shelves and trying to find the perfect mystery box. No. That's not how it works. The mystery box could be as small as a thumbtack, or it can be as big as a warehouse. It doesn't matter. The point is that you are trying to explore new avenues and new corners of yourself. You're stepping out of the shadows of the things that you're so familiar with, the things you're comfortable with, all that stuff. You want to walk away from that a little bit. You can go back in there anytime. The shadows aren't going anywhere. They're going to be there every day. The sun's going to come. That shadow is going to be right there. You know where the shadows are. Go find the big open pools of light. That's where you're going to find those mystery boxes. And sometimes you find them in darkness. You do. Shadows are different than darkness. And I find a lot of times you'll find a mystery box in darkness. And that can be in the form of anger, disappointment, failure, sadness, regret. And you can sit in that. At that point, that mystery box is valuable in a big way. Because when you open it up, you're going to find that with that type of mystery box, it'll be reoccurring. You're going to keep coming back to the same thing. I need to forgive this person. I need to forgive this person. I need to forgive this person. After a while, the mystery box is trying to give you a hint. Those are clues to the mystery. You need to figure those out. Those are the ones that you have to figure out. And that's why those mystery boxes are in darkness. And those mystery boxes sometimes are the most powerful and impactful ones for you. Because those are the ones, because they're reoccurring, those are the ones that seem like they define you more. Those are the ones you're afraid of. Those are the ones you've been running from. Those are the ones you've been wishing for. Those are the ones you've been manifesting, creating. Those are the ones that are reoccurring all the time in both the darkness and the light. But the ones in the darkness, those are very important. Because once you open up enough of those and you say, you know what, I'm sick of this particular mystery box. I would like to have something new. Even if it's in the darkness, this one's getting real old. I just keep getting this one. You ever have a collection or grab bags, anything like that, and then you keep on doing the mystery box? If you go on Amazon or eBay, they have mystery boxes all the time. You pay $5, who knows, you might get a diamond ring or you might get a toothpick. You get the box and you just keep getting whatever, right? Let's just say you keep getting a vase, for a lack of a better tool to use in this one. You just keep getting a vase, right? It's just a blue vase. Then one time you got an orange vase. Then you got a white vase and a black vase. Those are the colors of the Brave Never Fall. But let's just say you got the blue vase first, right? And you get the blue vase, you pull it out of the box and you put it on the shelf. You're like, okay, it's not really my style. I kind of like it. Then the orange vase comes in the next day. And you're like, oh, okay. So you're just like, I'm not going to order one for a while. You order one 3 months later. A white vase comes in. You're like, ugh, what is going on here? I like the vases are cool. They're not really my colors. They're not really my style. I'm going to give the white vase away for a gift. And then the black vase comes in. you're like, I really actually like this one, but I have these other two. So I guess I don't know. What I want to know is, why do I keep getting these vases? I'm spending $5 on them. I know they're maybe worth a little bit more, and So you see what the problem is here. It's starting to become an issue. But who's creating the issue? You are. Why? Because you keep ordering it out of blindness, and you're not accepting what's coming in. If you order something out of blindness, if you don't know what it is, and you open up the box and it's the same thing over and over and over again, you know what they say? Doing the same thing over and over and over again is the definition of insanity. Now, in this case, it's not so much insanity. It's, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep ordering this mystery box and keep getting the vase? Or are you going to roll the dice and say, eventually, I'm going to get something different or better? Or you may get something worse in a vase. You might get that toothpick. So in this particular case, now that was a little fun way of saying, let's just say that was in life. There's a person in your life. Replace the vase with a person, and this person just keeps coming in your life, and they're okay. They're not really what you want. What are you going to do about that? You can stop talking to this person if they're not adding anything to your life, or you can recommend this person to someone else. That's not funny, but it's true. You have to do that sometimes. I've had friends where I'm like, you know what? I would like to introduce you to someone. I think this person would like you, and they end up being best friends. It's happened to me before. But what the point I'm trying to make here is, no matter what comes in that box, it's your I shouldn't say it's your right, but it's kind of, you ordered the box. So whatever you get in that box, you have to deal with it. You have to make a decision. You have to make a choice. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep it, or are you going to give it away? Are you going to throw it away, or are you going to donate it? I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with whatever you found in that mystery box? What are you going to do with it? What category are you going to put it in? What value does it have on your life? So if you translate that into mystery box of life, then if I open up a book and I'm reading it, it's up to me to do with the knowledge that I get from that book. No one else. It's me. I either identify and want that knowledge, or I don't. And it doesn't matter if it's I'm talking about knowledge, but we're talking about anything. Even if you're reading a science fiction novel, it's up to you what you take from that story. Did you like it? Did you didn't like it? You're going to recommend it? Or you're going to never read that book again? You don't like that genre anymore? There's so many things. You don't like the author. You don't like the writer. What is it? Those are microcosms, but it all translates. That's what the mystery box is all about. Especially the ones that are in the darkness. Eventually, you have to do something about it. If something keeps reoccurring, you want to take it upon yourself to say, I need to do something about this. Now, in this little made-up world of mystery boxes, you can do something about it. You can stop that from happening. You can take, okay, this thing is popping up, this box, I open it up. Every time it's saying I should forgive this person, I should do this at my job, and I should say this to this person, and I should sell this. I mean, if you have all these things and it keeps reoccurring, then do it. Then do it. Or make the decision not to do it and be done with it. Because those are all thoughts that are in your mind. That's how the mind works. Just keeps running on an instant loop. It keeps telling you the same story over and over and over again. After a while, you have to make a decision. What are you going to do about it? And be assertive about it and end it. Or those boxes are going to keep coming. And every time you open them up, you may get some good news. You may get some bad news. You may get some blah news. Either way, you order them. So I love those ones in the darkness because they tell me something. Whether it's a one-time deal or reoccurring, I need to deal with it because I don't like the boxes that are coming in. Yet I'm keep ordering them. There's things that are popping up in my life. And if I have control over it, mystery boxes, again, these are things you have control over. These mystery boxes are not sent in by random people. These are things you have control over. The mystery box only deals with control that you have. These are things you can take action and make it what it is for you in any way, shape, or form. Then you have the boxes that are in the light. And these, sometimes I guess people would say, these are the good ones because these are the ones that make you happy. Sometimes the boxes in the light can lead you straight into the darkness. Everything in life has balance. It doesn't matter if you believe that every box that comes in, let's say on the opposite end, you get boxes in and they're all good every single time. You open up the box, diamond ring, diamond ring, diamond ring, diamond ring. What are you going to do with all of them? Are you going to be greedy and keep them all? Are you going to sell some for some money and help somebody out with a charity? Or are you going to give one to your buddy because he's going to propose to his girlfriend? And you say, hey, look, you can have this one. Or again, or are you going to be greedy and just keep them all? You're going to keep rolling the dice and saying, hey, I keep getting these diamond rings. I can do some stuff with this. Or are you saying, what's with the diamond ring? I want more than that. And I wish that's great that these are coming in, but I wouldn't mind having $1 billion. Now you see the point I'm making there too. That's where gratitude comes in. Be grateful that you got one diamond ring. If it's reoccurring, help other people with them. That's what I would do. Now these are your mystery boxes. Keep them all. Add them to your collection. They're yours to do as you wish. But just know, yes, there are better things out there than diamond rings. And you could get worse. You could get that toothpick. I love to think of life that way. I think the mystery box thing has been something that has been on my mind. I couldn't really share it with people for a long time. I used to tell people, I'm like, that's why I do certain things. Because for me, they were like gifts. When I open up a book and having the ability to read and gain knowledge is a gift. Being able to go outside and run for miles and miles and miles and run marathons as a reward is a gift. I do not take those things lightly. My heart beating every day, every breath I draw, they are gifts. Mystery box gifts, if you think of them that way. But if you think about it, there's so many things you can do throughout each day to gain small victories. We've talked about that. But those little boxes, those things you can do to create little small bits of joy in yourself, and then to get a full experience of life where you're going to taste some foods that you're like, I don't really know how this is going to taste, but I'm going to go ahead and try this dish. Little things like that, like I said, add up because it gives you a full life, a spectrum of life, and a microcosm. You are taking the full emotion and spectrum of life, all the chances you would take, all the disappointments and failures, all the good things and bad. You can do that each day. You can replicate that every single day. You don't have to, but it's nice to know you have the choice. I don't wake up every day saying, I'm going to collect 8 mystery boxes for myself, and then I'm also going to go over here and collect myself 27 fine victories. I don't think like that. I'm reacting to what the day is giving me, and I'm reacting to the positive energy I can gain from each moment rather than the negative. I'm reacting to it. I'm creating my moments. Again, you're creating these mystery boxes. You're ordering them. I'm saying, hey, there's a book there. I'm going to go check the author. I do that a lot. You'd be shocked how many times you'll stumble on an author just by seeing a random book somebody's reading or a book sitting somewhere. I do it all the time. And oh my goodness, we're in the age of smartphones. You can literally walk up to a book and take a picture of it and walk away. Check out the author later and see what their titles are. You don't like it? Delete them. You didn't like that mystery box. But that would be a version of a mystery box. It's so simple. When was the last time you asked somebody what their favorite movie is? You'd be shocked how many... I have so many movies in my collection that were based on recommendations that I never even knew existed because somebody said they loved this movie. All because I said, what's your favorite movie? This is my favorite movie. Why do you like it so much? Because of this, and this. And then you bring joy to that person because who doesn't like talking about their favorite movie? I killed 2 birds with 1 stone right there. I gained a mystery box and I gained a victory because I gave somebody joy just from asking them a simple question. Life is not hard. This is stuff that I do every single day because I choose to. And a lot of times I'm doing that on days where I'm not having a particularly good day. I don't think I'm a saint. I'm not perfect. I have days where I want to be left alone. But rarely do I have a day from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, I want to be left alone. They do happen. I'm a human being. But on the days I'm not having one of those days, I'm making up for it. I'm making up for it. Because on those days I'm having bad days, when I'm shutting down and I don't want to talk to anyone, I am reflecting on all the things that are happening to me to make me get into that moment and I got to balance myself out. Because I know if it's this bad, there's equal good on the opposite end. I'm just focusing on the bad. I'm focusing too much on the side of my room of the collection where I have duplicates of what I was hoping was diamond rings and all I got was vases. I'm spending way too much time on that side of the room. I need to go back on the other side of the room where I got all the diamonds. You see how this is working? It's a very simple concept. Be grateful for what you have, acknowledge what has gone wrong, and you just build a bridge and you can walk back forth whenever you want. Because sometimes, just like in a storm, you can get stuck. You can get stuck in a place and feel like you don't know where to go. You can't see anywhere where to go. And I always say, look down first. Look down. And see if you're still on your path. Because sometimes you think you're on your path and you look down, oh my goodness, I'm about 12 feet off my path. Happens in storms, and when we go on a trail, we go on a hike, and you look down your map and like, oh my goodness, we're like a mile off course. It's happened before. And you're like, well, we gotta find our way back. Your path is the same way. Pull out your map. Unfortunately, in life, we don't have a map. So maybe I should use a different term, but let's just say here, like, you could find your path is basically what I'm saying. You got to go back and find your path. Get back on it, look down and say, okay, I'm back on my path. Now I need to look up. I'm going to mark this right here. Boom. Flag of hope. Just like you would mark your if you're out in the woods and you want to mark your path back to your car, it's the same way. If you have to say, look, I went down this path, this don't seem to be the right one. Let me go back. My flags of hope are behind me, and I can look on the horizon and see what my goal is. It's just been blocked by a bunch of stuff right now. I'm in a place where I can't see the horizon, where my ultimate goal is. But on the sides of me, there's all types of ways for me to refine my path. And hopefully, if I'm walking a good path, if I'm doing the right job for myself, or I have the right type of self-love, and I have the right type of self-discipline, I am focused, and I do want to do the right thing, and I am trying to get to where I need to go, I'm going to be able to look to my left, to my right. I'm going to be able to look all over the place and see people who are similar to me walking their path. And if I have to, I might have to scream, hey, I know we don't have the same goal on the horizon, but I'm just trying to get to this place. Could you help me get there? And then I'll get back on course later. They'll say, okay, come on over. Now, I can't necessarily jump on your path, but I can guide you. That helps. That makes life easier because you have people who are doing similar things. That means getting rid of people in your life who, when you ask for help, you can't even hear the response because they're so far away from you. There's no way they can even find you, let alone help you. These people opened up too many of the vase boxes and decided that that's all they had. They never kept ordering the boxes to get to the diamonds. They got too many toothpicks and vases, which happens in life. But eventually I feel like there's a diamond, even if you get one in life. Everybody has a diamond. One of those boxes is going to have the diamond, and one of those boxes could have that $1 billion you want. We're not talking about winning the lottery here. We're talking about your life. Meaning, you never know when you might open up that book and it may have the answer. Just the right answer you needed on just the right day that would be the equivalent of that $1 billion in real money, cash in real life. You may have the opportunity in the box that is that diamond. And you may have vases. And those vases might be, instead of vases, those are just really good friends. They're not great friends, but they're just people who are going to help you. It's that person that just said, yeah, I'll meet you right here, and then you can move on. It's just the right friend at the right time. The right person at the right time. That's all those mystery boxes are. Opportunities that you create for yourself. But you have to want to order them. You have to want to order them, receive them, open them, and figure out what you're going to do with them. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. You're waking up every day accepting what life gives you, and you're not trying to reinvest in yourself. I always say, never invest in anyone who isn't invested in you. People say that all the time. But you need to do that with yourself as well. You need to be invested in yourself. You have no value if you haven't built up anything. No collection has value if you have no collection. You have to start building your collection of yourself with the right things, the right value. You go to a yard sale, you don't buy the whole thing. You're trying to find something that appeals to you. You go to the flea market, you don't buy the whole flea market. You're trying to find that one little thing that you like that is perfect for you. And you do that once per day. That's as simple as it gets. It's just an outlook on life. If no one has told you this today, I love you. You deserve to hear that. Salute to you all. The brave never fall.